of ribs. To be specific, 12 pairs of ribs. Okay, that's the cage. The rib cage is called thoracic cage. So there are 12 in number. All right, time will fail us to talk about the types of ribs. All right, that is atypical rib and typical rib, and why they are called so. Okay, and floating ribs, why they are called so. So there's a rib floating in me, you don't understand, and there's a rib floating in you, you understand. Now when we say floating, you see, it's only in anatomy that common language is not common. Someone may use the word floating, it's not. All right, when we start talking about floating rib, you see why it's called so. I don't want to add that here because we are just doing reflection of what we have done. Are you following me? We've added two things now. Eh? Good, good. I can see your thumbs up. Now let's add one more thing, then we end and we allow you to present to us from your brain what we have learned so far. Are you ready for this? Good, good. So what we do now is just the function of the thorax, the role of thorax, the purpose of thorax. Why is thorax there? Why do we study thorax? Why is thorax necessary? Just one function: protection of the viscera, protection of the viscera, protection of the visceral organ. That is internal organ. Say thoracic cage is the protector of the heart and those organs in there. And get my point? All right. So over to you, my guest. Want you to tell us either from the beginning or from where we stop about thorax. Thank you.
Okay, yes. Good evening. From motivation from
Your voice is not clear. Please bring out
Please
your
bring out
voice
your
louder.
voice louder. Okay, 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 sir. I said this section will be having an interject. We look C film. We saw that J stands for the joint, E stands for the extent, the first C stands for the composition, then the next C stands for the for the for the characteristics, the F stands for the functions, the I stands for the thoracic inlet, and the M stands for the meaning or the introduction of thorax. Then we move forward to the okay, we move forward to looking at the meaning or the introduction of the thorax, where we saw. Can you look
Can
at
you look
me?
look
Can
at
you look
me?
at
Can you
your
look at your
camera?
camera?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
We saw
yes.
that thorax is is can be okay. Thorax is the region between the neck and the abdomen. What we looked at using an acronym Iran. We saw that I stands for the introduction, the R stands for the region, the A stands for the abdomen, and the N stands for the neck. Then we moved forward to the characteristics of of thorax, where we saw the acronym SMSTTD, where the first S stands for the skin, the M stands for the muscle, the second S stands for the superficial fascia, the first T stands for the thoracic cage, the next T stands for the thoracic cavity, and the D stands for the deep fascia. We then move forward to looking at the composition of thorax, where we saw that thorax is made up of three things, that is the STP, the sternum, the thoracic vertebrae, where we have the T1 to the T12, and the pairs of ribs, that is the 12 pairs of ribs. Then we went down to look at the extent of the thorax. The thorax begin at mediastinum, and it flows down to the inferior mediastinum and ends at the posterior mediastinum. So where we got the acronym, the SIP, the SIP. Then we moved forward to looking at the function of thorax, where we looked at the function of thorax, that is the protection of the viscera